building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. Finally! Finally! RZeroB and PTA have come back to BGN, which means that finally RZeroB and PTA have come back with Nate the Great. Now, in today's show, we have a little bit of exercising to do with you. We're going to take it way back. Flex the arms, show you the abs, work the glutes. We're going to go back.
Hey. If we're going to work the glutes, can we also work the gooch?
This is a PG.
Yeah, but you need to make sure that your gooch is strong too. You know what I'm saying? It's for when you lifting. You got to have that strong gooch.
But I don't want any muscle down there. I want it to be just cushion.
No, man. I want that. I want my gooch to be like.
I don't want that to be harder than my. I'm not going to get into it.
Sorry.
Come on, Pest. Always sidetracking the show.
Sorry.
We are going to go back to the 2018 draft, and we are going to see what we would do differently, knowing the information we know today about those Rudy Poo candy-ass draft picks. We're going to talk Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that guy.
We're going to talk about Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
We have got some special guests. We may have one more coming. And we are, without a shadow of a doubt, the most electrifying giant sports entertainment talk show on YouTube. So grab your drink, grab your snack, grab your mother, your grandfather, your sister, your uncle, your brother, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiance, your mistress. Sit down and enjoy the show. If you smell what RZeroB, PTA, and Nate is cooking.
Somebody stole the Giants from me. They better not have. I'm gonna boot them from the damn league. Patriot, you know goddamn well. Nobody gets the Giants in my goddamn league except for me. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man?
What's up, baby boy?
Oh, you know me, man. I can't call it. Nate, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you, Pest?
I honestly forgot.
Fabulous. Okay. Fabulous.
Nate,
So,
where's your camp? Whoa.
Nate's on his Fist Vegas tonight. Let that man live.
Where's your camp, Nate?
There's an explanation.
I'd love to hear this.
In exactly 6 days, I will not be living in this house anymore, and thus I have almost nothing that belongs to me from this house available. That includes everything that goes into a setup for streaming, etc., etc. So this is what we're rocking with for now. In T-minus about week and a half, then we're going to be back to normal.
I mean, wait.
I'm just tired of the excuses.
That's facts, Rob. Excuses are lies. That's facts.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me? Are you telling me right now?
Yes.
Are you telling me right now that you're getting ready to pick up your whole life and go move somewhere else? You're gonna go be in a different location?
Yes, I am going to join the Yakuza in Japan.
You're going to Japan.
You know what?
No,
If it's anything like
That's an absolute lie.
if it's anything like the
Oh,
game,
yeah,
it sounds like a fun fucking time, bro.
You played Yakuza?
Okay.
What do you mean? Did I play? What? No. Why do y'all keep thinking that like I'm
Basic as fuck.
I mean, like,
I'm not gonna lie, PTA. You are a basic bitch.
no, I know about everything though. Like, I don't understand why people
How
are
do you
so
do
surprised.
fellow
Listen,
kids?
okay.
I'm so surprised when people are surprised that I know things.
Everything. You know about everything, right?
I've been here forever. I'm immortal. Remember?
Do you know about Hatter? Do you know about Hatter?
The Mad Hatter?
Hatter these nuts.
Hatter these nuts, Taze! I knew where he was
way too
going.
late.
No, I knew where he was going. I just have to be the straight man. You know, I have to be the straight man, so that way he can get the joke off. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's comedy.
Super Ty, what's up, baby?
Okay, so first and foremost, let's pay our respects to everybody that's here in the chat from all different platforms. It's so goddamn cool.
Wait a second. You know what I just realized?
What's that?
Last week, we did not see that son of a bitch, Billy Mays. He did not come in the fucking chat.
Shit,
Last week, Billy Mays was not here. And I'll be honest.
Oh, shit. You're right.
It was not. I felt something was missing, and I just thought about this today.
You're absolutely
from last
right.
stream. Something was off. I couldn't figure out what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know. Billy Mays.
Billy Mays.
Did not show his fucking face.
Sure didn't. That son of a bitch, Billy Mays. But the people who did show their face, shout out to you. My guy Taj, what's going on? Fire Ghetto Clown. I know who the hell that is.
He's already fired. You have to create a new handle.
No. That's Will. That's definitely Will.
Oh, that's got to be Will.
That's got to be Will. Fire Ghetto Clown, that's Will. Giants Nation. What's going on, Giants Nation? I got to see what Giant Nation looks like. So that was kind of cool.
By the way, last week I sent Will a message. I was like, "Yo, what you doing? You want to jump on?" And this motherfucker shows me a plate of some steak, some meat on that thing. He's like, "Rain check." I'm like, "Hell yeah, you could take a fucking rain check with the plate."
You know what? And being completely honest, he was probably in some fancy, smancy ass hotel somewhere in New York City, because that's the way. Because that's the way he rolls.
Up Gentleman's tab somewhere.
Because that's the way he rolls. Shout out to Jason. What's going on? Jason's gonna be coming on the show here in a few weeks, man. We was able to speak on that, so that's gonna be dope. Bands, what's going on? Bands, how you doing? Pay Royalty in here. He's fucking around with me. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Blue City Empire Sports is in the building. Yeah, so listen, Pest the Bald PTA Sports. As I sit here with all this, I can't even get. Listen, I didn't want to wear this hat today. I was gonna wear a regular old New York Giants hat, but none of them will fit me anymore.
Listen, I'm glad you wore that hat because
Jacob Pickles on the Upper West Side.
Honestly, I just associate you with that hat at this point. Honestly,
it's
part of the brand.
It's kind of part of the brand, you know. But I always have recommend it. I always have all the hats. So yeah. All right, cool. So before we get into this exercise, let's talk about the reason why we decided to do this.
Talk about it.
Breaking ass news earlier today that Rob didn't even see. Okay, let me give you a peek behind the curtain. Rob didn't even know when I reached out to him.
Since fixed the issue. Okay, I normally get NFL mobile notifications, but when the draft was going on, I turned off the notifications. I never turned them back on. So that's why I haven't been up to par with a lot of the stuff that's been going on.
Long fucking time.
It's fucking boring right now, okay? You know, I'm taking I'm trying not to listen. Training camp is in 8-9 Sundays away, is when, preseason starts. Then we'll get the motor going and everything like that. But I'm taking a nice little break. You know what I mean?
Well, anyway, it was breaking fucking news around the whole goddamn world that Baker Mayfield got traded to the goddamn Carolina Panthers for a 5th fucking round pick.
Excuse me, conditional 5th round.
A conditional pick. This man's got to start for half the year for the fucking Browns to get a 5th.
Imagine he goes there and Sam Darnold starts over him.
Bro, That would be absolutely wild.
Honestly, I don't like
Also-
Sam
also,
Darnold,
Just
but hey, go Sam. You got it, baby.
Oh,
Go Sam.
shit.
we got to take a second here. They now have Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. They got to sign Josh Rosen, right? I mean, it's got to happen. Complete the trifecta.
Might as well,
Get
right?
3 quarterbacks from the same draft.
Three
from the
three
same
first
draft,
round-
all three
No,
the
three
biggest
if-
memes.
listen,
first round.
If somebody told you, well, no, Sam Darnold wasn't in that draft. He was in Daniel Jones' draft, wasn't he?
No, Sam Darnold was in the 2018 draft with the 5
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
He
So
got
if on that draft night when we
he got
took
picked
Saquon
number 3 after
Barkley,
Saquon.
if somebody would have been like, "Yo, Sam Darnold, who was taken in the top 10, Baker, who was taken number 1, will be on the same team in what less than 5 years," what would you have said?
You're
I was-
batshit crazy.
I said you're fucking high.
No shot.
You're fucking
No
high.
shot. But for real, let's talk about this. And I want to do like 2 parts to this conversation. I want to talk about obviously Carolina and what they got from this. And 2, I want to talk about, I know we're just primarily Giants, but obviously with BGN, we have a lot of different sports fans, that watch, VODs and whatnot. So I want to talk about Cleveland and the state of Cleveland as of right now, what it stands with Baker walking, Deshaun more than likely potentially getting suspended for the entire season. At least those are rumors that are going around that's probably going to happen. Whoa, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, we have to
And
stop.
Kush is here
We
too.
have to stop.
And Kush is here too.
We
Oh
And
have to
my
stop.
God. The
Because
man
listen,
himself.
because listen, she broke,
he
I'm
up.
up.
but I'm up. You know what I'm saying,
Listen,
baby? You know what?
I'll
This man had the blazer on. He went into the closet, get himself a nice Armani shirt.
Hold
blue
on, though.
shirt. I see you, baby.
Just
Bro, I
to
had
take
the
a second
Cuban,
here.
you know, I had to get the
dark
Cuban out,
shades
bro.
on. Hey, listen.
Coach,
Hey,
I
take those glasses
remember
off.
when you said, I'm going to do this months and months ago.
Hey,
And I'll admit,
your
me and
sunglasses
KB
on.
doubted, but wow. Just wow.
I'll go get him. I'll go get him.
Put them on right now. You put them on. You're going to rock with me, baby. You're going to rock with me.
Hey Nate. Hey
Yes, sir.
Nate. I'm gonna blow your mind.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
You getting
Please.
cornrows?
Do you think I'm growing out all this fucking hair just,
No, you should
just so
just
that
do
I
the
can?
afro. Just do the afro.
You think I'm growing out? Look at all. Look at
Listen,
all. I
I'll
haven't.
be honest.
Listen,
Hey,
I haven't had this much hair in 25 years.
Real talk, dude. Your hair looks good. Your head looks good just like that.
It actually
have-
does, yeah.
If I'm being honest, bro, it looks good.
I hate my
There he
hair. Hey, I
my
hate
God.
my hair. But no, yeah, I'm doing it too. Okay, I gotta. Let's maybe about
Kush,
6 more months.
when's the
I don't
album
know, bro. I
dropping,
don't
Kush?
think- I don't
Honestly.
think-
6 more months.
Listen, I know,
Nate, I
know
don't get behind the
cornrows
mic,
are-
bro, but I'm a producer, bro.
I know that
When's the
cornrows-
album
Wait.
dropping
Hold
you're
on,
producing?
hold on a
'Cause my
second.
God.
Hold on a second. What is this? What? What do you mean he's gone? What does that mean? Don't come up in here with some
Oh
some.
yeah, you didn't see that?
Did that
Yeah, Chris
happen?
Mer-
Did that just
Yeah,
happen?
last week he's
2 days
no
ago.
longer.
Well, yeah.
2 days
Oh,
ago, yeah.
no. Oh, no. But they're
quit?
no. He's saying that. No, they're saying like he's gone. I saw that he's no longer the head of player personnel.
Oh, you were thinking like he passed away, type of deal.
Yeah. Wait. What the fuck
Oh,
do you
no,
mean?
He's not dead.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? What do you mean he's
So
gone?
Yeah.
So what,
The
did he
fuck's
quit
that
or
mean?
Was he fired? Did he quit or was he fired?
No,
He
was
got
fi-
whacked.
He was fired.
He was fired.
he got
Hey,
whacked.
Joe.
He
hey,
got hit by the
Joe
chain
Shane,
train.
baby. Ha ha.
Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say I
just-
cannot
dude,
see
he's
with
just
those on.
cutting-
I was gonna
he's
say,
just
man.
cutting that shit up. All right, look, we don't want to get. Listen, I know, he's looking good, cornrows in, looking real crispy. You know what I'm saying? Looking real good. But we're gonna
Somebody on the train today told me I was Dominican, bro. They thought I was Dominican. I'm like, all
Did
right.
you say Dominican? Wait a minute. Did you just say Dominican? Did you just say Dominican?
Is that like
Yeah.
what is that? Is that like a
What
Mexican
in the
Dominican
fuck
combination?
is Dominican? What the fuck is that?
Why
I think
you
that's a
say it
Mexican.
like?
Why are
Dominican
you so
mixture.
aggressive right now, Pete?
Because what the fuck is Dominican?
Listen,
what is that?
only like since I came to America do people say Dominican or
Shout
however
out,
they say it.
shout out to the boss.
But
What's
like-
going on, Bird Gang? Fuck
but like-
your
Bird
Eagles.
Gang?
Fuck your
Back in
Eagles.
Guyana, since I'm
Fuck
the only
the
one
Eagles.
here actually from the Caribbean, nobody says Dominican,
Yes,
however
change the
Americans
names.
say it.
Can you change them to red?
Red? Why am I
Remember-
changing? Why are you?
Wait,
No.
Kush, Guyana's
No.
considered the Caribbean?
Yeah,
Oh wow,
it's
I thought it was just.
it's geographically in South America, but it's
Right.
culturally part of the Caribbean.
Oh, that's cool. I
In
didn't know
fact,
that.
so you know how like there's the UN and stuff, and like there's the EU. There's a version of that for the Caribbean. It's called CARICOM. The headquarters is in Guyana.
Learned something new every day.
I love how Bird Gang saying, "Yo, hit the like," so he, because he's trying to get paid. You know
Yeah,
what
hit
I'm
that
saying?
like. Hit that goddamn like button.
He's like, hit that like button so I can get paid.
Hit that like button. Hit that. All right, cool.
right,
Yeah,
Cool.
let's
Let's get back
talk
on
about
track.
with the streams here.
Let's get back on track.
You just joined us, Hub. So basically, what we're talking about, we do a couple things. We're going to go back into the 2018 draft, and we're going to kind of relive, obviously knowing the knowledge that we know about the players now, what we would change. Are we shocked? Are we not shocked? But the first topic of conversation, obviously, is the breaking news with the trade with Baker Mayfield today. We're going to talk about how that affects Carolina. But obviously, we do the show, with BGN. So we want to talk about the state of Cleveland. And now that they're losing Baker, they're potentially going to lose Deshaun for a year. Those are the rumors going around. Want to kind of dive into that. I'll start. I think at this particular point in time, I think it was good for Baker to get a change of scene and get out of that organization. I think that he felt not wanted there, especially when the rumors came out that on draft night he was going to get drafted and then traded to Seattle for Russell, which didn't materialize. So immediately he wasn't the guy. So he was a part of an organization they were kind of like, all right, yeah, I guess we have no other choice but to go with you. So I can understand him feeling slighted in that way. And then when I feel like there were times where Baker did not perform well, he was really fighting and clawing, especially when he had the injured shoulder. And you see him playing that game against, I think it was against the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he just goes and he trucks somebody, goes out of bounds, bum shoulder, everything like that, and he's fighting. So the guy's got fight. And then you go and you sign Deshaun, you trade for Deshaun Watson, and you still have Baker on the roster. So I think it's a reach where you could tell that Carolina is desperate to find a quarterback. They haven't had they're trying to replace Cam, which I understand. I think it's good for Baker to go into a new scene, good competition there with Sam. But I think Baker's got a different level of talent. You have DJ Moore there, who's a very good young, fast wide receiver. If Christian McCaffrey can somehow stay healthy for a change, you've got Christian McCaffrey. They've got a good young tight end there. Their offensive line needs a little bit of work, and they've got some young wide receivers.
Can't forget Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson, yep, from the Jets. Talking about Cleveland here, Cleveland is just and I don't mean this in a bad way, but they are a straight fucking shit show and a dumpster fire, and they've been like that. Honestly, you guys have been hexed and cursed since you guys went to Baltimore. Whatever you guys really had, the real Browns are in Baltimore. That's the real Browns, okay? That's the real Browns. The real organization, the real owners, everything is in Baltimore. So,
Let's call it what it is, though. This current incarnation of the Browns, it's the worst franchise in professional sports.
I think that the Texans.
No, I defy you to show me a franchise that's worse than them. You can't.
The Texans have been pretty awful.
They made the
Kings,
playoffs
bro.
and almost took the Chiefs down.
Kings.
That's just as much success as the Browns have
We're
ever
talking
had.
about football here.
Well, he said it all of sports.
Oh, you said all.
I said all sports.
Oh,
Name
Yeah,
me a
I would
worse
bring up the
franchise.
Kings, bro. I feel like the Kings are very much a worthy opponent.
I mean, aren't the
in
Athletics
basketball Kings you're
and
talking about?
baseball?
Yeah.
The Athletics are pretty bad, aren't they?
I'll be
Or the
honest, you're
Orioles?
outside my zone of knowledge here, but I doubt they're as woeful as the Browns.
when you
They're
look
pretty
at
bad,
but when you
man.
look at it from a football standpoint, like if you had to guess about bad franchises, the first two names that come to mind is the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. Like those are the first two that, because even Cincinnati, like they've been bad, but they've had some teams and years where they played well when they had Carson Palmer and they had
they
Chad
made the
Johnson.
playoffs every year for like 5-6 years.
So they were a decent franchise. I just think right now, if Deshaun Watson gets suspended, I think head coach, general manager, they're gone. Like I'm picking up the phone. You're fired. Like you're done. You're fired. Like right then, like the season hasn't even started yet. Hey,
hello, you're fired.
hey, yo, hello. Hey, listen. Yeah, don't bother coming in today. Your dumb fucking ass is fired. Okay.
Well, didn't the
Yeah.
Jets do that a couple years ago? So it's not out the realm of possibility.
Well, because, dude, what I don't understand, and I'm, again, innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. But at the same point, Johnny Depp got pissed at Disney for dropping him and everything like that while this whole trial thing was going on, which they had to, because at the end of the day, they don't know if he's innocent or not. And I think they ended up settling and paying him money. They're giving him
They paid him like exactly what he asked for. It was like $300 million or something.
$300 million. And they made it right. But that's a business, and you have to, like, hey, we don't know if you did this or not or what. We can't advertise you. So, unfortunately, we have to pull the plug on you for right now until, things kind of settle down.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at Deshaun,
why wouldn't that happen with Deshaun? Like, the fact that they went out and gave up 3 first-round picks and then gave this man $240 million guaranteed, breaking the QB market completely, breaking
Also, real quick, in addition to that contract, somebody correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure if even if he does get suspended,
he's still paid.
that cap, he's still paid.
No,
He's
still
still
paid.
He's still getting
every
that
dollar.
money.
He
still gets every fucking
How does
dollar.
that work?
Every dollar.
It's a guaranteed
How do
contract.
you sit down as there's no way that these owners are that fucking stupid. Like
No,
I
but
would
there
never.
is.
Like, how do you sit down as a businessman? You probably went to college. You probably have a master's degree. You could probably do numbers in your
Rob,
sleep.
can I put a possible answer real quick? I don't even know if it's stupidity is what I would call it, but I think it might be the opposite. I think it might just be them playing their cards because they know that the NFL probably wasn't going to punish this man because of the fact that we already were a year going on and nothing has happened. The NFL is just kind of sitting duck with it. And they probably know at most he's going to get a year suspended. But when he comes back, he's still going to be a top 5 quarterback talent-wise in the league. So they're going to get that for their team.
I'm not even.
Here's the
I'm
problem.
not even
I
sure
think
if he
it's
gets
literally that they
suspended
know
right
the
now.
NFL has a history of not dealing with these things properly, and they know that he's gonna pay off, which is exactly what he's done. He's settled with a lot of the people that's come out against him, and he's gonna essentially get let off the hook, which is terrible. But they know that.
Kush, here's the thing about Deshaun Watson with everything that's going on in Cleveland. You could very well be right, and Deshaun Watson may end up still being the franchise guy years later down the road. The issue is when you're looking at a window to compete as a playoff team, and you're looking at continuity on your roster and trying to get the same talented guys that you're leaning on, the Myles Garretts, the Denzel Wards, et cetera, you're not going to have a window that lasts forever. It just doesn't happen. And when you have a team like this that just got run through the mill last year, and you're going to look at Baker Mayfield, who's playing hurt, who's selling his soul for this team, and they're going to ship him off like he's garbage. What do you think Myles Garrett's thinking right there? what do you think other guys on that roster are thinking?
Like, get me the fuck out of here.
What's Chubb thinking? And now you're looking at
I
Deshaun
almost went
Watson.
to
I-
prison
I-
for
I-
y'all.
Kush,
I-
Kush,
I had
hold
a
on,
QB with
Kush.
the helmet. I
I
almost
agree
went
with
to
you in a
prison for y'all.
vacuum,
No,
but then
no,
we're
but hold on, Kush.
assuming.
Wait,
that
hold on. Too many people talking at the same time. Hold on. Go ahead, Nate. What were you saying?
So what I'm saying here is, if you get Deshaun Watson back in a year, let's say that what everyone expects to happen happens. He gets 1 year suspension, and then he comes back and he's reinstated for 2024 or 3, whatever you want to call the season. Let's say that happens. Now you've lost a year of Myles Garrett, a year of Denzel Ward, a year of all your DBs, a year of Nick Chubb, a year of your offensive line, and Kevin Stefanski is now on the hot seat. If Deshaun Watson doesn't work out in Cleveland, this is going to be the worst move in the history of the NFL. And at this point, that's if he works out. It
from a moral standpoint, it already.
No, not the moral standpoint. I mean literally. If Deshaun Watson doesn't work out, it will be the worst move ever.
Shout out to the homie Mark Ant in the building. What's going on, Mark?
Here's my rebuttal to that.
Go ahead.
Because it is a good point that you bring up. But what I'll say is all the guys you listed are still very, very young. Like Myles Garrett is 26. You lose a year off of him at a defensive end in today's league that is elite. He's going to play good until he's like 30, 31. Denzel Ward, maybe you worry about a little bit more, but he's younger than Myles Garrett. You know, it is still a young team, the Cleveland Browns. That would be my only rebuttal to it. Yes, you're losing a year off of them, but those core guys, those quote unquote franchise guys, they're still. It's not like they're close to being 30 at all.
Well, Ward was just drafted, two or three years ago.
Well, he's
going to be coming up on an extension. So he's going to be coming up on an extension. Like he's going to need to get paid. Myles Garrett, I think, is coming up in the next couple of years for a new contract, if I'm not mistaken. He's coming up on a deal.
Rob's bringing up what I'm saying here, which is
what I'm saying. Like the point is with this, like you're losing another year of contracts where you may not be able to retain some of these guys to potentially compete.
Exactly.
And now,
hold on a second though, but because I understand everything you're saying. Right, I understand everything you're saying, but y'all are talking like Baker Mayfield was a better option.
How are we talking like that?
I mean, because like you're.
But can I also rebut what you guys are saying?
I mean,
Denzel Ward already got his contract, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Myles Garrett has like 3 years left on his.
Back.
Miles is still good. I mean, listen.
Myles Garrett has 3 years on his contract, and Denzel Ward just got a 5-year deal.
I'm not saying that you're going to lose them to age. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying you are going to have to re-sign them. I understand what you're saying, that he's 3 years left on his contract. You think Myles Garrett's going to play on that when guys like TJ Watt are getting paid the entire franchise? No. He's going to say, fuck you guys, I'm holding out unless you pay me like I'm the best player in the NFL.
If that's the case, they will have the space because the one other player that will command a lot of money just got paid.
What? And here's the thing, Pest,
Denzel Ward, he just signed a 5-year deal this offseason.
I'm not saying
then you have to pay everyone else.
I'm not saying that the Browns, like that Baker Mayfield, is better than Deshaun Watson. But when you look at the Browns and you look at a lot of their problems, I don't necessarily think that they were a quarterback away from being a contending franchise. Like, I don't think that Baker Mayfield played to the aspect that you wouldn't be able to win games with him if the right pieces were around him. Like, Landry was a shell of himself, and he was constantly getting hurt. You got rid of Odell Beckham, who had some injuries but didn't want to be there. And to top it all off, you weren't really using Odell the way that he was supposed to be used. You have Peoples-Jones, and you have a couple of other no-name. So you really don't have any weapons. They went out and they signed Austin Hooper. They had David Njoku. They drafted a tight end, I think, that year.
And they traded for Cooper.
Yeah, he traded for Amari Cooper.
Round. So it's like the moves that they've made up until this point are just head scratchers, to the point where now you've got a committed money to a quarterback that may be suspended. And as you're trying to build your franchise, you could have very easily gotten and bettered your franchise, but now you may not be able to because of the fact of what you have. And what you're paying in Amari Cooper. I'm sorry, not Amari Cooper. I'm sorry, Deshaun Watson.
And
so when Nate is saying in a couple of years, right, you've really got maybe 2 years left
Yeah,
with
to make
Miles.
this real quick, just because I want to pick up what Rob's putting down here, I want to clarify my point here. Deshaun Watson, if you look at his cap hit, which is the number that goes against the salary cap,
Isn't it like 40 or 50 million? It's like 50 million.
It's not a salary, it's not a signing bonus. The cap hit that goes against what they have to spend. In 2022, this year that he is going to most likely be suspended for, it's only $10 million. Next year, and then for the next 4 years after that, it's $55 million. That's a quarter
nuts.
of your salary cap.
It's
And
nutty,
then you're looking
bro.
at trying to re-sign guys like Myles Garrett as the market expands, re-sign guys that are probably going to be the stars of your franchise. It's just really difficult. And when you're looking at Super Bowl winners the last however many years, how many of them had quarterbacks that were getting paid top 3 in the NFL money? Not many. It's all
And that's
young
not even
quarterbacks
including-
on cheap deals.
And that's not even including, you figure every team's
Except Tom
probably
Brady.
about $200 million in cap space. So you're talking next year, $55 million of that is just going to Deshaun Watson. That's not including Ward. That's not including Miles. That's not including Jake Conklin, that they signed 2 years ago. That's not even including some of their free. So how are you going to be able to sign guys? How are you going to be able to convince guys? It's not like, to be honest, I don't think that people would be banging down the door to Cleveland to come play with Deshaun like they would be banging down the door to go play with A-Rod or go play with Tom Brady. I mean, people are taking pay cuts to go play with Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't going to take no pay cut to come play with Deshaun Watson.
What? Hold up! Hold the fuck!
I wanted
And I'm
to
not-
jump.
and
I
I'm
wanted
not
to
saying
jump
that.
Wait,
because-
And I'm not,
wait,
and I'm not
he's
saying
gone.
that. And I'm not
He's
saying
gone.
that saying
Chill.
one second. And
Wait,
I'm not
Rob,
saying
Rob, I
that.
feel like
and I'm not saying
this is
that.
going back. This is going
I'm
back
not
to like you
saying
got to
that
take the
because
moral glasses
I'm not
off.
saying that in a way where I'm saying that Deshaun Watson is not a good quarterback. But what I'm saying is like,
John.
what track record does he really have to show
Hey, John,
that
you
he's
want
a
to
winner? Is he making playoffs? Is he making
Yes.
it to
John.
Super Bowls? Is he doing the things
Okay,
that's
so
like
let
Tom Brady with Tom? The reason
Okay,
why
Rob,
people
Rob,
take a
Rob.
pay cut to go with Tom Brady,
Rob,
they know
we hear what
they're
you're
more than
saying.
likely going to be in the
two
conference
things,
championship
right?
game.
Two things. First of all, you're bringing up Tom Brady, who has like 6 or 7 Super Bowl rings. All right, you can't compare anybody to him. Second off, and I
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
good
jump
there,
in
bro?
when you started to say people are not going to knock down the door of him. This is going back to
Are
what I
you
was saying
out
with
of
the
your-
owners. The NFL has short-term memory. It's unfortunate, but they're going to let this man slide after the suspension. And if he comes back and he's exactly what he was, which was a top 5, top 4 quarterback in the league and still very, very young with potential to be better, there are going to be people knocking out that door to come play with him.
Then why
yo,
weren't
This
they
is
doing
Deshaun
it?
Watson.
Hold on,
Why
second,
weren't
Rob,
they doing
Rob,
it?
bro.
Rob,
Why
That his
weren't they
rookie
doing it in
year had
Houston?
the Texans
Rob,
popping?
Rob,
Why
Rob,
weren't they
hold on
doing
a
it in
second.
Houston
Hold on a
then?
second.
He was there.
Hold on a second. So I
Because
just
it
want to make
was
sure.
Houston and
No.
Bill O'Brien.
And Bill O'Brien was there, and he's a piece of shit. But hold on a second, because I just want to make sure I
Deshaun Watson
understand
for
correctly.
David Johnson.
I want to make sure that I understand you correctly. Okay, so what you're telling me is that no one is knocking down the door to play with the guy that our fucking fan base wanted to give up our entire future for like 3 months. For like 3 months, the Twitterverse was all ablaze
And I'm
about
glad
how
you-
we could go get Deshaun Watson, and even I said, "Yeah, I take Deshaun Watson over Danny Jones, but goddamn, it's going to cost us a lot to get him."
It is.
So we're not gonna sit here and act like Deshaun Watson is not the guy. Fingers in his butt
Okay.
aside.
Wait,
Fingers in his butt
wait.
aside. Deshaun
time out.
Watson.
Do you think Deshaun? Can I ask you a question? Do you think Deshaun is worth $55 million a year?
No.
If
Is
he's
anybody-
playing possible.
I'm asking. I'm genuinely asking. Is this dude? What you're saying?
No, they're gonna overpay. No, they're gonna overpay, but they had to do whatever they had to do to get this guy in the building, because regardless of how many endings are happy or sad, this motherfucker is a good quarterback.
Okay, wait. So they gave up for Watson, right? They gave up. Hold on, let me Google it quick. What the
3
exact
first-round
trade
picks.
Three first-round picks.
Three first-round picks.
And
Okay,
that's
right.
and people was like, Giants could have gave 3 first-round
Oh,
picks.
okay.
We have 2 this year, and I was like, what the fuck?
First of all, they paid 3 first-round picks and whatever the hell else it was, and $230 million guaranteed dollars to get a quarterback who, first of all, he's not playing this year, and I would honestly say I would think half of next year. That's what I think this year and half of next year.
Wow.
That guy, they're paying $230 million to a quarterback who has enough off the field problems, but then God knows what he's going to do in the locker room. God knows if the players are actually going to like him because of all the crap that went down. So you can't of course he's a talented player. When he's on the field 100%, there's no denying he is a talented player. But if the locker room doesn't like him, if the coaching doesn't like him, there's no point. There's no point.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. When he plays, we don't know when he's gonna play. I personally don't think that he's gonna get that much of a suspension. 6 to 9 games.
But then Ridley gets suspended the whole year for gambling? Hello?
6 to 9 games.
So bad.
I'm not saying this if it's good or if it's bad. I'm just going off of the way the NFL has been working. He's going to fucking dispute it, and it's probably going to get bumped down to like 7. Right? If he gets 9, he's going to dispute it.
If he gets anything less than a full year suspension, the NFL is fucked.
You're right.
Oh my god! Did we just figure this out?
Already fucked.
I was going to say, did we just figure this out just now? Yeah, the NFL's been fucked.
I'm just saying, bro. That's fucked.
I mean, we're getting distracted
let's
here.
be
We're
fair.
talking
Is
about
it
a lot of
really-
stuff that isn't football here. When we get down to it at the end of the day, I don't think anyone would say that if Deshaun Watson plays, it's necessarily a bad trade for the Browns on the field. Like, I don't think anyone would go that far because Deshaun is still, as Coach brings up, an excellent quarterback. The point is that everything about this and the Baker Mayfield trade today, which we're going to finally round back on here, the Baker Mayfield trade today is not either necessarily in and of itself that terrible because they weren't going to get anything more for him at this point. The problem is people are looking at that and trying to justify the trade by saying, oh, like you were going to get anything more for him. Well, yeah, this is the ending to a saga of terrible, awful management decisions with the quarterback position. Everything about this from the Browns has been just so Cleveland. So Cleveland.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at the rest of this, and you're looking at the overall situation, and you're saying, okay, has Cleveland 4D chessed this or not? I'm looking at this and saying, all right, 2022 season, you are a win-now team. Your roster is built. You have just about all the talent you want. You could use a wide receiver. But you're looking at right now, and you are paying $60 million to quarterbacks that aren't playing. Okay, nice job, Cleveland, 10 out of 10. So I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, how on earth can you look at the entire saga and say, okay, everything they did going in and out with Baker Mayfield, we want you, we don't want you, we want you, we don't want you, and trading for Deshaun, and Deshaun says no, and then they get him back. It's just a mess, and it shows that they have no true overarching plan. Everything they're doing is panic moves. And at the end of the day, when you're looking at Deshaun's contract and you're saying we're going to try and build a Super Bowl winner with $55 million on our cap for the next 4 years, that's how we're going to try and do this. And we're going to try and attract free agents when Baker Mayfield just played with a broken shoulder, like he's giving his heart and soul for this team. We're going to dump him like he's nothing. And we're the Cleveland Browns with our reputation. And we're going to try and say, hey, come here. We'll win a Super Bowl with you. Absolutely. Do the Browns have any credibility? I don't think so. And now you're looking at their draft picks, which they have none of. And I was having this argument with someone.
Sean Kelly.
Well, yeah, but now they're gonna have maybe even the first overall pick and then Deshaun Watson next year. They don't have picks. They're tanking for nothing this year. So you're looking at the Browns and you're saying, what on earth is the plan? There is none. So that's the thing here.
Okay, all right. I want to get Mark's thoughts on this trade, and then we can kick into this exercise because we're 40 minutes into the show and it don't even feel like we just started. So
arguing does that.
And then Mark disappeared.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm still here.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Give us your thoughts on this trade, Mark. Tell us what you're thinking about.
As a Seahawk fan, I'm livid. Okay, it disappoints. Okay, so I like Baker Mayfield. Okay, I do believe in giving him a shot. I honestly think he'll do okay in Carolina.
You got Drew Lock. You're all right.
Rob, just don't. Rob, please just don't. Please just don't. I'm warning you now. Just don't, please.
MVP right there.
MVP.
And he's wearing number 3. Come on now.
No, he's actually wearing 2. He decided to wear 2. But anyway, so the Baker Mayfield, right? I wanted Mayfield in Seattle. It disappoints me that through how long have they had Watson for now? What, maybe about a month or 2, right? So it kills me that for that 1 month or 2 month period, Seattle couldn't get a trade done that involved a 5th round pick for a quarterback who will win you more than 6 games. I couldn't believe it. First of all, they passed on Malik Willis 4 times in the draft. Then they pass on Mayfield here when Cleveland paid, what was it, like $10.5 million of his deal? He paid like Blue City. Just don't, please, just don't. Please, don't offend me, bro. Please just don't offend me.
I love it.
Don't offend me. It's
Geno, baby.
GE. So anyway, it pains me that Seattle couldn't get a deal done involving a 5th round pick. But on Carolina's side of things, I think it was a good trade. I think Carolina completely won it by far.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Okay, listen here.
Yeah.
This is because there's only
Hasselbeck, you thinking about coming out of retirement?
Please.
Yeah, we
need you, Hasselbeck. Please.
Hey, Trent, hold on, Matt. Trent's calling. Trent, hey, yeah. Can you come in for a workout?
Yes.
All right, great. Bring number 12 with you. All right, great. Thanks, bye.
Cool. They're coming to work out for the Giants, right?
No, they're going to Seattle.
Oh man.
Tim Hasselbeck. Tim Hasselbeck's coming for our workout.
Yikes. But the reason I think Carolina completely won the trade. I'm just getting off of Seattle because if I talk about Seattle for one more second, my head might pop off. So the reason I agree with Carolina's trade is that they first of all had to give up only a 5th round pick, like a conditional 5th, and then they got what was it, just about 2/3 of the salary eaten up, just close to 2/3,
yeah.
Right?
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Admittedly, it's a lot of money.
Right, and he's way better than your current options. It's worth taking a chance on him because there's only 1 year left on his deal. So, okay, worst comes to worst, he gets hurt again or he doesn't play good this year and you just don't re-sign him. They only have like $6 more million left to pay him or whatever. So it's not gonna tank your cap. Mm-hmm. Like it'd be different if they traded for a quarterback who was gonna be a big cap hit here and they just got him to give him a shot. I think that'd be stupid. But like Mayfield, I think he's a quarterback worthy of a shot. I think he can definitely win you games more than you will win with Darnold. And Corral, I think, still needs more time. Duh, he's a rookie. And honestly, I can see Carolina now with Mayfield. This is a very hot take. I can see them getting 2nd place in that division.
I mean, that division is not that great right now. So
yeah,
right, exactly.
The NFC in general is not very strong.
But I think Jameis Winston's going to go crazy this year. So I think it's going to. I know. No, because here, look at last season. All right, listen. Rob.
Jameis actually
win 4 games and then talk to me.
The Jameis Winston actually looked pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying.
New Orleans. I'm not going to listen. I know. We want to give crab legs the business. I understand that.
What are those little lobsters called? What little lobsters?
What are you saying?
Lobsters. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you go
probably
to
baby lobsters, my boy.
No, there's called something. It's a
You're not talking about crawfish, are you?
Crawfish. Yeah, he's in Louisiana, man. He's probably going to get some clawfish now.
Clawfish? So we got clawfish and
Matt,
how the fuck did you pronounce Dominican hub?
Once again, I'm the only actual Caribbean person here, bro. So I'm gonna take that with me.
Hold on. I'm looking at Jameis Winston's stats right now from last year. From when he played, he had 14 touchdowns, 3 picks, and 1,100 yards. And he played for
5 of those touchdowns came in week 1.
Exact. That just makes it even more impressive. 5 touchdowns in a week.
I
What?
disagree with
Danny
that.
Dimes can't get
makes it-
2.
That makes it even worse.
Why
Danny
are you
Dimes
comparing
didn't
to
get
Jones
2.
all of a sudden?
Hello?
That's not the point.
How many
Danny
games did he
Dimes-
play? How many games did he play
7.
last year?
He played 7.
7.
That's
Wait,
an average
so
of 2
7
touchdowns
games.
a game.
Okay, hold on, wait. How many touchdowns did he have?
He had 14, so that's an average of 2 a game.
Hey,
It's more than Daniel fucking Jones, dude.
can we
What-
get a
Who
background
cares?
check?
Doesn't make him
We get a
good.
background check right here.
Bro, do you
All
think
right,
any
listen.
of us here are like DJ
Yeah, with
like
3
fanatics or
interceptions.
something?
The
Listen,
guy
I'm,
goes
I'm,
50 interceptions a year.
I'm actually okay with this take about Jameis Winston in New Orleans. However, I'm a little concerned because Peyton's not there no more.
Yeah.
That changes things.
That's
Changes
if
everything.
Peyton-
That
if Peyton
changes
was there-
things.
If Peyton was there, I could very well ride with that because Peyton was that team's
Send him to
offense.
Seattle. Our coach is
That's-
stupid.
That's the only thing that makes me
That's
a
gonna be their downfall.
little.
That offense for New
I
Orleans
think no. I
is
think
gonna be
Jameis.
way
I think,
different.
hey yo, I personally think Jameis. Well, no, he's not. He's
And
not
just
gonna be
think,
back.
just
'Cause
think.
he tore
Michael
his- he
Thomas is
tore
back
some
this year
shit.
too. So if he plays,
Michael Thomas is nothing without Drew Brees.
Nothing.
We'll see. If he plays
Well,
to the
without a
level
decent
before he got
quarterback,
hurt.
at least.
If he
No,
plays,
it's
if
not even just a decent quarterback. It was Drew Brees.
Drew Brees had no
specifically
arm
Drew
the
Brees.
last 2 years of his career.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
why.
two
That's
great
why we
years with Drew
call
Brees.
Michael Thomas checked out king, bro. He slept. Boy.
I think if you put Mike Thomas, I'll be. I'm not even going to mention like a big.
He is
big
better
name.
than DJ.
But you put Michael Thomas on Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, I think he'd be cash money.
I disagree.
yes.
He doesn't fit that at all.
I think he would.
The Bengals' offense is one-on-ones and deep balls. That's not his style.
No, but when
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
a
I'm
goal
not talking about the
receiver.
style. I'm just talking about the quarterback. Like I don't necessarily think that it was like just Drew Brees, even though Drew Brees was a big hand in
Well,
it.
the thing
I don't think
that
he would
made
need
him
Drew
so
Brees.
deadly for that one incredible year is that his chemistry with Drew Brees was so insane.
His chemistry was very very good. But I think if you put him with Joe Burrow, I think it'd be okay. Okay,
All right, let's
let's
go-
move on
let's-
to the exercise here.
So
Let's move on to the exercise.
here's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to name each pick in the first round. We are only concerned with the first round, okay? Because there's tons of gems, late rounds. That's not what we're looking at. I'm going to name off these players in the order they were drafted in the 2018 draft, and we can discuss. First thing we can do is we can discuss whether or not that player is overdrafted, underdrafted, or if that player is good. But it's going to have to be kind of a lightning round here, okay? Because we got 32 players. But let's go. Pick one. Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield. I think we all know how we feel about that. So instead of us saying or not, it was an overreach. I just very quickly tell me what your thoughts were when you saw Baker Mayfield get selected with the first overall pick. Rob.
I think I'm not going to say that it was an overreach for the quarterback because I think that he was a good fit for Cleveland. I just feel like he did not have the right coordinators and the right pieces around him consistently to be able to be successful. So I'm not personally going to say it's a reach because I think he could have played there.
Okay, Nate. What was your reaction when Cleveland took Baker Mayfield?
Well, in that moment, my reaction was holy shit. But the more intelligent reaction was, well, it's certainly a risk, and that risk did not pay off. I also wouldn't necessarily say it was a reach. I think the value made sense, and I think that he definitely showed that in another world, in another universe where things didn't go so terribly, horribly wrong with everything, he could have been the guy. He could have lived up to that number one pick overall. But I think it's plain to say at this point that, number one, he's no longer on the team. And number two, he very clearly isn't ever going to hit that number one overall pick ceiling.
Okay. Kush.
I might be the only one that says this, but it was what I expected on draft night because the Baker Mayfield controversy / hype, and they kind of go hand in hand, was really building, I'd say, for about 2 to 3 months up until draft day. And I was like, Yeah, I was really half expecting him to go number 1, so I wasn't too surprised. In terms of what I expected for him, I had no idea. I guess that I haven't common with everybody else. It was a risk, but I kind of expected him to go number 1 overall.
Okay. Mark, what was your reaction when Browns took Baker Mayfield?
Okay, so of course now everybody knows what he is, how he played out in the NFL. Well, so far at least. But I think at the time it was a good pick, only because he's just. Of course in college he was significantly better than he was in the NFL. I think that's obvious. But you could never expect, because I think what really killed him in the NFL was his confidence. He didn't have confidence. He literally stated that he didn't have confidence. So, like you see in his seasons, like his stats, he threw a lot of interceptions. I'm not gonna lie, he did not he wasn't a bad he wasn't horrible, but he wasn't a number 1 overall pick in the NFL.
Okay.
He played, I think, with what he had due to his confidence level in the NFL, because his confidence, I think, like I said, really, really screwed him over.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just very quickly, when the pick was made, I basically, in my heart of hearts, I said, I think that was a mistake, but I'm glad it's not the Giants. Like, that's what I said, because
What'd you say right after the next pick, bro?
So we're gonna get into this. I was like, man, thank God that they did that. The Giants ain't doing that. And so then I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Quentin Nelson or Saquon Barkley. I'm okay with either one. But I would rather have Quentin Nelson, but I'll be okay with Saquon Barkley. We picked Saquon Barkley, and we all know the history of Saquon Barkley in this league. And I'm going to go ahead and start, and we'll just continue in a clockwise motion. Just very, very brief description. I think I love Saquon, but I will always say that picking Saquon was a mistake. I'm glad he's on his team, and I can't change the past here, but I think that pick right there was a mistake. I will always stay with the fact that I think the Giants should have traded down. And I still kind of want Quentin Nelson, who is the best player at his position. That's all I got to say. Rob.
I'm not going to say that it was a mistake. Was it like the right move for them with the offensive line that they had? Probably not, but I don't think that it was a mistake taking him. Obviously, it took us because – very easily, if the previous owners would have addressed the offensive line the way that they should have been, we probably would have gotten more out of Saquon Barkley the last couple of years, and he potentially may not have gotten injured in the first place. So because of the lack of, producing with the offensive line, with the not ownership, but the management and everything like that, I feel like it's looked upon as probably a mistake taking him. But I don't think that it was a mistake. And we'll see that this year.
Okay. Nate.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this relatively short because I could rant about this for an hour and a half, but I will be considerate to the stream. I think that a lot of people have a little bit of memory loss about this, and a lot of people have deep recency bias about this. And I will say that philosophically, I disagree with the pick. I don't believe in I believe in positional value, and I certainly don't believe that a running back is worth the number 2, especially like was mentioned to a team like the Giants at that time. And philosophically, taking Saquon indicated that they weren't going to start a rebuild and they were going to try and win with Eli one last time, and we all know how that turned out. Mm-hmm. So all that said, at the end of the day, philosophically, I don't think it was a good pick, but I will also say that injuries are the reason that people hate this so much. If Saquon Barkley had not gotten hurt, if Saquon Barkley had been his rookie self and continued on the trajectory that he had set, we would be looking at the best running back in football, and people would say, there would be the people that would say, oh, we could have this, we could have that. But at the end of the day, no one would really be mad about it. Saquon Barkley would be doing Saquon Barkley type things, and everyone would be looking in week in, week out, and they would say, hey, We have all this stuff going wrong with our team, but at least we have Saquon. And at the end of the day, I don't know that I can bash on it that hard.
Okay, cool. Kush.
So I'm glad that Nate said that because it allows me to focus on another part of my response that I want to say because I completely agree with the injury part that he brought up there. But first, what was my reaction draft night? I was completely ecstatic. Saquon was the guy I wanted. I'll never hide that. Never did hide that. To this day, he still is my favorite player on the Giants. First ever jersey that like I bought with my own money. You know what I'm saying? Like you know when you buy things with your own money for the first time as like a teen, you know, young adult, you know, stuff matters. So like that was the first Giants jersey I got. I was like, this is a guy I got faith in. I wanted the Giants to pick him so bad, nothing but happiness with it. Going back to what Nate said and building off of that, in terms of do I think it's a mistake? Not yet. Of course, it's trending towards that, and a lot of it has to do with things that aren't necessarily his fault. But I won't call it a mistake until, you know, he's like, we don't re-sign him. Then I'm like, all right, that's a player that didn't get a second contract. And until there's something like the Giants somehow become a successful team again, and it's without him. You know what I mean? But if he's part of a team that is somewhat successful and starts to, you know, do some good things, then I'm like, it was really bad for a couple of years, but he's helping us do good, so I don't think it's a mistake, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, okay. Mark, what did you think about the Saquon Barkley pick?
I loved it, honestly. Saquon, during the draft, that was a good pick. I in my opinion, that was a good pick. But now, he's a great player when he's healthy. There's no denying that Saquon Barkley is a great football player.
Mm-hmm.
But the key word, when he is healthy, right?
Yep.
So you got to take the injuries into account here. Because he, like I said, great player, but if the injuries are going to continue to limit him, and you got to wonder if he's going to come back and play at 100%. I'm not saying that I'm not at all saying that he won't. I'm just saying you got to be careful about that. Even like, and plus, you can't just. I think I said this. I might have said this last time I was on here. You can't just hand the ball off to Saquon without an O-line, without anybody to block for him, and expect him to just take all these big hits, right? So like this year, it was a torn ACL, right? That was what got him out. But you got to look at the line he was running behind. So now, with the Giants O-line, if they can improve it a little bit more, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm saying a little bit more. I think a healthy Saquon for a full season would be like a real thing that you can think about.
Sorry, before we move on from this, I want to touch on what Mark was just saying. I think there's a misconception here about Saquon Barkley, and I want to make something clear because obviously Mark not a Giants fan, so probably was not watching every game like we were. Saquon Barkley did not have his injury problems because of our offensive line. Let's make that known to everyone. It didn't help. It didn't make things better. But let's make something.
I don't
clear.
know, Mark.
Saquon,
I see the face you're making. I don't know if you got the right to make
Mark.
that face if you're not watching every game, bro.
Let me just explain to you something, Mark. Every one of Saquon Barkley's worst injuries, the ones that have actually impacted him, have been non-contact or soft tissue injuries, tears, pulls, ligament, and muscle issues.
That's true.
All of those things are not made better by getting crushed behind the line of scrimmage. But at the end of the day, and I've ranted about this 1,000 times before, so I don't need to get into an hour-long thing here, but I want it to be known to everyone in chat that the offensive line did not make things better by any stretch, and it did not help his productivity. That much is clear. But that is not why Saquon Barkley has his injury problems. Saquon Barkley has his injury problems because he's a ridiculously explosive player playing on bad turf.
Right.
Yeah. And also, in addition to that, the same thing is said for Daniel Jones, actually. A lot of Daniel Jones's injury problems were more because of coaching, and they kept running this man into linebackers than the offensive line. Like Nate said, the offensive line didn't help Saquon. It didn't help Daniel. But it was not a direct offensive line thing that caused these players to get injured.
Yeah, it was a multitude. It was a multitude of things. All right, cool. So check it out. This player was actually traded up for because the New York Jets traded with the Indianapolis Colts,
Oh man,
which was the smart move, Indianapolis. And the New York Giants selected the man that's going to have to fight for his life like R. Kelly, Sam
Jets
Darnold.
did.
You mean the Jets, not the
What
Giants.
did I say?
You said Giants.
The Jets. I'm sorry, the Jets did, not the Giants. The Jets did. Sam Darnold. We just need a one-word answer. Who starts?
Fuck.
Who starts? Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield? Just give me a one-word answer.
Baker.
Baker.
It's 2 Bakers.
Baker.
3 Bakers.
No. Hot take. Matt Corral.
Matt Corral. What the fuck?
I said exactly
Terrible
what I
take.
said. No pause. Full resume.
Wait, they took Matt Corral, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
why he said it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness gracious! I
Kush.
forgot about that.
Am I wrong? Most likely, but yes.
Please repeat the question, bro.
Who's going to be the starter? Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold? Who's going to win this job?
I'm gonna go with Baker because he was playing with a bad shoulder last year and he had a bad year. Hopefully that thing could heal up well. I think that he could be better than Darnold.
Here's what I'm going to say. This is what I think is going to happen.
Don't say Sam.
This is what I think is going to happen.
Please say anything except Sam.
This is what I think is going to happen. Baker Mayfield is going to win the starting job, but then he's going to get nicked up, and Sam Darnold's going to play anyway.
Oh God.
You're a terrible human being.
I'll actually
At that
I'll
point,
actually go one further.
I'm not going wood. I don't want that to happen, but that's what I think is going to fucking happen.
I say Baker Mayfield wins the starting job. Sam Darnold is traded, and then Baker gets hurt, and Matt Corral takes the starting job.
please, dear God, Seattle don't trade for Sam
Hey,
Darnold.
you know what? That could happen. That could happen.
I think Seattle's
Okay.
gonna end up with Jimmy G.
Okay, so check it out. The next 4 picks, in my opinion, I think are good picks. I'm happy with the teams that did what they did. I'm just going to name these players here. We got Denzel Ward at 4 to the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Denzel Ward's damn good. We got Bradley Chubb to the Denver Broncos. Bradley Chubb's goddamn good. We got the Indianapolis Colts taking Quentin Nelson, who, in my opinion, is
By far.
1A to Saquon Barkley's 1B as who, like, in my opinion, the best players at their positions are in this draft. Those are the 2 best players at their positions in this entire fucking draft. So they're 1A and 1B. And then Josh Allen to the Buffalo Bills. We thought that was a bust at first. But now people talk about this kid might be MVP.
Better than Aaron Rodgers. Sorry.
Oh shit! Oh, that take is hot. Does anybody
that
disagree? Does it?
Wait, who are we talking about again? Better than
I don't
Aaron
think
Rodgers?
that's
Josh
that
Allen.
hot a take.
Josh Allen? You think Josh Allen's better than Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think that's that
I
hot a
honestly
take.
think not. Of course, not all
I
the
don't
time. But right now,
necessarily
it's
know
not
if I
even close.
agree with it, but I don't think it's that hot a take.
Me
I
either.
can't.
I was
yeah.
I was just gonna say it depends, right? Because remember, before the existence of Patrick Mahomes, we're like, there's not gonna be anybody like Aaron Rodgers again. And then we got Patrick Mahomes, right? And
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes right now is on par, if not better than Aaron Rodgers, right?
Right.
Oh
So-
yeah. Oh yeah.
It all depends. How close do you think Josh Allen is to a Patrick Mahomes type of player?
I mean,
Yeah,
In my
Allen,
opinion,
let's
that's what
not
it comes
forget.
down to.
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers with the respect that he's earned. You know, he's won the MVP. Josh Allen's the odds-on betting favorite for this year's MVP. The man, let's
I mean,
be
can
real.
I keep it real, bro? The most recent MVP Aaron Rodgers got, I don't think he deserved, but that's just me, bro. That's just me.
I
I don't
agree
like
with
any
that.
of the MVP winners like the past 2 or 3 years.
I think the MVP is a
The
bullshit.
past two to three
it's a bullshit
MVPs, I
award.
think, were all undeserving. They didn't. Those were
it's
not
a-
the MVPs.
I will.
award.
I will give you Denzel Ward. For
Okay.
me, Bradley Chubb is. I will not give you that just because the guy hasn't been he's been hurt and he hasn't been a top, like he hasn't been in a top conversation compared to some of these other guys that are coming.
I mean, but he's when he's played, he's been a fucking
but
monster.
he hasn't even been in the.
He's a
defensive-
Pro Bowler. He's a Pro Bowler. I mean, what are we talking about?
Okay,
here?
anybody can listen. Pro Bowl's a joke. Anybody can make the fucking Pro Bowl,
Pro
but the
Bowl
guy's
is a
not in the defensive
It's a
player of the year
popularity
conversation. He's not even no. To me, Bradley Chubb panned out to just be average to a little bit of an above average player.
Wow.
I don't think he's a bust, but he's to me he's an above average. He's an above.
You don't think
what was the next guy? Quentin Nelson. I'll give you. Quentin Nelson turned out to be.
I think we can use
be a Hall of
the
Famer.
system here that a lot of people do, which is if we want to just go through these one by one, we can all just say hit, bust, or meh. Clearly, Rob thinks meh for Bradley Chubb, but
I think meh for Bradley Chubb. I will say Hall of Famer for Quentin Nelson. I think he's good. Josh Allen.
You're gonna man Josh Allen?
you are not mehing Josh Allen.
You're a Giants fan. You cannot talk about quarterbacks.
And I'll tell you why.
You got to stop going with that, Mark. You gotta stop doing that.
And I'll tell you why I'm saying that. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit that I'm wrong.
Because you're a contrarian?
No. I think Dabes made Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't make Josh Allen. So I think now that Dabes is gone, Josh Allen.
The offense isn't going to change.
Can I have the opportunity to respond to this man pass real quick?
Josh Allen will.
I think we get ready to end the fucking show. Like, God damn, what
here's
the
my
fuck?
here's my response to that, Rob. Right? Josh Allen always, and I mean always, had that talent, potential, and ceiling. What Dabes did, and he didn't even do it successfully the first time. It took him like his second try. Was simply become the key to unlock that door of that talent, potential, and ceiling. Dabes helped develop him and help him reach what was already there. Like, this man was being mocked number 1 overall as well in 2018, like February 2018 and stuff like that. This man was being talked about in terms of quarterback as having the highest ceiling in the 2018 draft, right? Dabes helped him get there. I don't know if I'd say he made him, right? You could bring up the same conversation for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, but I think we could all say that Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid just helped him get there.
The thing with that to what you're saying, and I get what you're saying. Here's the thing: when Aaron Rodgers took over, when Brett left, and when he played, you could tell from the jump the type of player that Aaron was going to be, and there was never a question whether at the time, when Mike McCarthy was there, that Mike made Aaron Rodgers. And then McCarthy leaves and LaFleur comes in and Aaron hasn't missed a beat. If not, he's performed even better because of the different type of offense now that he wanted to run for years. What I'm saying is that when it comes to Josh Allen, when he started, was a question mark. People labeled him as a bust his first year. His second year, he showed more flashes than he did his first year. And then obviously his third and his fourth year, he was really good. My thing is now he's up for the test. Was it Brian Dable that really unlocked him and was really helped him out?
Okay. Because we're getting ready to get into a long diatribe about fucking Josh Allen and Dabes. It's gonna go to Daniel Jones and all right. Listen, next player was Roquan Smith.
Meh.
Average. It's a meh. Average.
Meh.
Wait. Has the question become what our reactions were? Wait, what's the question?
No. It's how do you feel about this player?
Oh, in today?
Yeah. Because we were when we were talking about like the top 5, we were going in depth, but we're not going to do that with all 32 teams.
Yeah, Roquan. I feel like meh might be a little bit above meh. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree with 75. That. Somewhere in that
meh
zone.
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right. He's kind of mad, but he's all right. Okay, all right. Next up, San Francisco 49ers. Mike McGlinchey.
Hit.
Meh.
Hit.
That's the tackle, right? For the 49ers.
Yes, that's a fucking hit. Mark said, "Man," but that's just bias. That's just bias.
That's NFC West.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's just bias.
If I'm being totally honest, that was a very good pick. If I'm being perfectly honest,
he's great. I like him. Okay,
next up, the biggest hit of the draft.
Okay, here's the biggest hit. Okay, because 9 other teams
made mistakes.
when the Arizona Cardinals picked up Josh Rosen. 9 other teams made a mistake.
Home run.
All right, but hear me out.
I'm gonna let y'all go for a second.
I'm gonna be an Arizona
I'm
fan,
not
right?
doing this, Kush.
I'm gonna be an Arizona fan. I said for a second, right? You know why, as an Arizona Cardinals fan, this is still a good, pickup? Because it allowed them to get Kyler Murray.
Get Kyler Murray.
Exactly.
So thumbs up on the pick.
Yep.
You know what?
I
9
can't
teams
Josh
fucked
Rosen.
up.
I really can't rate Josh Rosen because I feel like that dude got dealt a bad beat.
Yeah, no, listen.
He did
Josh
get-
Rosen
he
got
did
the,
get-
he
yeah.
got the fucking biggest bad beat. He was drafted to a shit team with a coach they weren't going to give a fucking chance to in the first place.
And they just threw him out to the
hired
fucking
him.
Wolves.
And they was just like, yeah, good luck, bitch.
Yep.
That's very true.
And
but
then they
it's
draft
still a mess.
Kyler. They
And
trade
he
him.
got thrown in fucking Miami, and Miami did the same thing.
Where did he go? Yeah, he went to Miami afterwards. Miami traded for him. And then when he thought, all right, hey, I'm going to get a chance. I might actually get a chance to start. Hey, with the first overall pick in the 2019 NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's sitting at home with his grandmom, and he's like, Grandma, it happened again.
It fucking happened again. Oh, man. You know what?
Anyway.
Next.
All right, so here is one that this is a no shitter right here. The Miami Dolphins select Minka Fitzpatrick with the 11th pick.
Okay, but
that's
here's
a
the
hit.
thing.
That's a hit.
He didn't do anything with Miami.
Yeah, it's a hit, but it's not a hit for Miami.
Right. It's a painful
Well,
hit.
I
for
mean,
Miami.
he was good with
Well, to
Miami.
me-
That's
well,
why he
no,
was,
he was
he
cooking-
was
he was
sought
cooking
out
like
in the
the
first
last-
place.
He was cooking the last year or two because when he was drafted, they tried playing him at corner like the first 2
Right.
years, and he didn't pan out.
He
and then the
was
last
a
2 years,
meh
they
in
moved him to
Miami,
safety.
but a hit in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Well, it was the last year in Miami, he was a hit, and that's how we got paid because they put him to safety and he balled out. So it's like
All right.
I give him a yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was
Vita
good in
Vea.
Miami. That's why he was sought out.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll give you a
this one's a hit. This one's
Yeah,
definitely a
easy
hit. Number 12, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Vita Vea. I mean,
Easy hit.
do we have to say anything else? God damn, I love me some Vita Vea. I love that motherfucker,
Yeah,
man.
he's
so goddamn
You
good.
just like big fat motherfuckers.
I do like big fat
Listen,
motherfuckers, man.
Relates, bro.
I like them, Rob, when they actually produce in a modern NFL where you don't see them.
I love big
Kind of like how
fat
the guy
motherfuckers.
from Georgia with Philly's not going to produce. Kind of like that.
I really
Oh,
hope
Bird
he
Gang.
doesn't,
I'm
man.
sorry, Bird Gang. I didn't mean
really
any
hope he
disrespect.
doesn't.
My bad. My
So,
bad.
Because
so-
if he
so
does,
Hey, but real quick on a side note, yo, when Mark Lewinsky put that motherfucker on his back, hey, Bird Gang, you better be ready for the memes, baby, because they coming.
At number 13, the now Washington Commanders selected Darren Payne. No
Durant.
tackle. Darren Payne.
Oh yeah, doubling
I'll
down
give
on
it
it. All right.
Darren Payne.
And I'll give him a W
Meh.
strictly because the rotation that they have there, and he still produces. I'll give him a W because and you put him on any team where he doesn't have that kind of rotation. I think he's a top defensive tackle in the league.
I'm going to give him a bust because he plays for the Washington Commanders.
the commies. Okay, this is gonna sound so off topic, but me and my friend were talking last night. We're like, yo, can you imagine if it's a Washington versus Baltimore Super Bowl and the Washington commies wearing red and gold, the commie color, wins, bro? They conquered the Capitol with Premier Carson or Commander Carson, whatever. the hell his
Commander
name is, man. That'd be
Carson.
hilarious, bro.
With Commander Carson. Crazy.
It would
Okay,
never happen, but it would be hilarious.
number 14, Marcus Davenport, New Orleans Saints.
Hit.
W.
That's a hit.
Hit.
I like me some Davenport. Okay, at 15, Oakland Raiders, Colton Miller, offensive tackle.
Miss. Big miss.
Yeah.
He's a
I
50.
can't.
I'm
I
50-50.
actually cannot remember anything about that man. I'm keeping it real with you.
I remember he got Derek Carr killed.
I'm kind of level. I'm kind of level with
Yeah,
him
I
because
I
he's
saw
all
that.
right. He's all right. He's average. He's average. He's average.
Okay.
He's better than Nate Solder.
Anyone's better than Nate Solder.
Everyone's better than Nate Solder.
I'm better than Nate Solder.
Okay. That's true. The Saints did trade up for Davenport. That's absolutely true. Thank you for that. Okay. So at number 16, Buffalo Bills, Tremaine Edmonds.
I think it looked a lot better than it ended up being.
Bro, I didn't realize he was, dude, he's still under 25.
Oh, he's so young.
Yeah, like he's still got room to grow.
Bro, he was drafted at 19.
Right.
I'm good. At
19.
What he's done up to this point, I'm like, cool, man.
He's 23. Bro, he's 23. I'm like, because I was watching NFL Network. Man. I was watching NFL Network, and they were talking about, because the Bills came up because of Dave's, and we had signed him, whatever. And they were talking about, like, areas of opportunity. And they brought up Tremaine Edmonds, because his brother, played for Pittsburgh and everything like that and whatnot. And they were like, yeah.
Same draft, right? Same draft.
Yeah, same draft. And I think it was the following year, I think. And he was like, he's 23. I said, 23? That motherfucker like 30, bro. He's been in the league. I feel like that dude has been in the league forever. He's 23, 24 years old, bro. He was drafted at 19 years old. Imagine being 19 going up against grown fucking men. And he's a big motherfucker too, bro.
I mean,
6'5".
that was Aziz last year, bro. 19 going up against grown men.
Okay, so right here, right, I'm calling 2 hits, and I'm calling 2 hits, and in my opinion, and then a hit in that order. I'm going to just name these. I'm just going to list the names: 17, 18, 19, and 20. So this is 2 hits, an and a hit. We've got Derwin James, the Los Angeles Chargers. We've got Jair Alexander, Green Bay Packers. We got Leighton Vander Esch to the Dallas Cowboys, and we got Frank
Yeah, I agree with exactly what you said, bro.
That's correct.
Detroit Lions.
You got 2 people that are some of the best at their position, and then with Ragnow probably the best center in the league right now.
2 hits. And
I think Vander Esch. You said Vander Esch was a bust, right?
No, not a bust. Just he's
Man.
Like he's not. He is a very good athlete, in my opinion, but his availability is not always there. And we're talking about next.
He's another Sean Lee, but
Sean
Lee was good. Like Sean Lee was good.
Sean Lee.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I got 2 busts. I got 2 hits and then another hit. Anybody disagree?
Nope.
What was the first guy that you said?
Derwin James.
It was Derwin James, Jair Alexander, then Vander Esch.
Oh,
Derwin.
Well, to be like, I don't know, like Derwin James, man, like
Derwin James is a monster.
Yeah, but
all pro. What are you talking
obviously about? With the caveat being when healthy.
When healthy,
when healthy, yeah, but he's constantly hurt.
God damn, he's so good.
No,
he's great when he's great when he's available. But he's like, I'll be honest. If we're gonna shit on Saquon, we got to shit on Derwin. Like,
no, absolutely not. Derwin didn't come back a shell of himself.
He missed 2 straight years with an ACL tear. You were talking about You were talking about availability.
No, but when he came back, he was still the same dude.
He was still the same guy when he came back. It wasn't like
for a game, and then he tore his ACL again.
And he missed 1 year, by the way.
He's missed 2 years with an injury. He's missed 2 seasons.
Okay, I know a bust when I see one, and I'm looking at one. 20 number 21.
Oh yeah, Billy Price.
Number 21, Cincinnati Bengals, Billy Price. That's a fucking bust.
Price right next to each other.
That's a fucking bust.
We should still have BJ Hill on this team, bro. BJ Hill should still be part of our defensive tackle rotation. But he's not.
All right,
hey, but on the real talk, good for BJ, man. I'm happy he's.
Yeah, I'm glad he's balling, man. I'm glad
he made an interception against arguably the best quarterback in the league, bro.
Listen, you will never find me say a bad thing about BJ Hill. He is the red helmet gangster. I love him. So shout out to him. All right, this next one I actually really like too. Tennessee Titans, Rashad Evans.
I don't dislike it. I
like it. I like Rashad Evans.
I give it a meh.
He's 22 though, but we're talking about 22. He's pretty fucking good for the 22nd overall pick.
I think it's just the defense that he's in. I don't think he's that.
I like the kid.
I like him. I like him too. He's more to me when I look at Evans. He reminds me a lot of Devin White from Tampa, like his play style. And they don't play like they do in Tampa. Like he's not really in coverage. He's constantly in the line and shit like that because that's how RZeroB plays on defense.
Yeah, I'm meh, honestly.
Okay.
I'm meh for me.
All right, cool.
Was this 23?
This is
Isaiah
23. Wynn. Isaiah Wynn. New England Patriots, offensive tackle.
It's between meh and hit.
Yeah.
Meh.
It's between
for me.
meh and trash.
Meh.
Man, we got a whole array of opinions, bro. We got trash, we got meh and hit, which is I'm kind of like meh.
Yeah,
and hit.
I'm with
Meh.
Fish on this.
Yeah, I'm with
Okay. Someone who's very happy to be playing with the number 1 overall draft pick now. At 24, Carolina Panthers selected DJ Moore.
Hit. Easy hit.
Hit for sure. Yeah, for sure. A hit.
Hit. DJ Moore is going to be eaten. He's going to be eaten. Okay. I actually liked this guy, but
Same.
I don't think he's had a great I'm not gonna say he hasn't had a great career. I think he's had a pretty good career. I like him. This is number 25 Baltimore Ravens, Hayden Hurst. I like him. He's had a good
want to be
career.
able to say that he's a hit, but he's never had more than 570
Right.
yards in a
I was
season.
gonna say.
That's
I
what
want to say. Oh, go ahead, Pest. Finish your thought. Then
No, that's what I was saying. Like, I like him.
Yeah, because it's
Good
like he's
pick.
not bad.
like
You
him.
know what I'm saying? I want to say Matt or Matt's a good. I don't know if you guys can hate me for this. I gotta go with Miss just because you got outplayed by the guy drafted in the 3rd or 4th round after.
Yeah,
you.
that's fair. That's
I
fair.
think.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think. I think
Even
he got.
though that guy is a great talent, you know what I mean?
Listen, I think
that
he
guy
got
is one of the best
overshadowed
tight
by.
ends in the league now.
Yeah, I think he got overshadowed. And I don't. You weren't going to beat out Andrew Adams, not Andrew Adams, Mark Andrews. You weren't going to beat him out. The guy's a stud. Where I think that he had an opportunity and he got a bad beat was when he went to Atlanta. He actually played pretty good, and then that offseason they ended up drafting Kyle Pitts. So
Yeah,
I think if he was given an opportunity, to be a starter, without having to have somebody come in and take his spot,
agreed.
because he got drafted by Baltimore, and then the next year
Is
they
he still
drafted
with
Mark
Atlanta?
Andrews.
Where is he?
He's still with Atlanta.
He's with Atlanta.
So I'll give him above. He's a little bit for me. He's above a Matt for me because he's a solid player.
I think he's solid.
I just
Okay.
I want to be able to say that, but he's never had more than 570 yards.
Bro, because look at the tight ends that you're not going to draft Kyle Pitts. No offense to Hayden, no disrespect to him. You're not going to draft Kyle Pitts and he ain't going to start.
I'm saying.
And you draft
I'm just
Mark
saying I can't
Andrews.
call him a hit for that.
You draft Mark Andrews and the motherfucker's 6'5", 260 fucking pounds of muscle, and he's basically
Absolutely.
Rob Gronkowski. You ain't going to start Hayden Hurst over there. So he's just.
I'm
got
just
a bad
saying you
beat.
can't call him a hit for that.
He's above. He's not saying he's a hit. He's above a man for me.
All right. So at 26, the Atlanta Falcons select Calvin Ridley. This is a weird one for me. This one's
I think
kinda
I'll
weird.
still
He
say
plays it,
hit.
doesn't
Bets on this pick, ladies. Bets. Everybody.
I would still say hit. I would still
I'd
say
say
Yeah, it's a hit. I would say.
I'm like
Because he is
below.
a
I'm
really
like
good
below
receiver.
a hit though. Like I'm below a hit though.
He is a really good receiver. Taken in the 20s, really good, performed,
Yeah.
Produced,
Yeah.
and then he got, for some that was really stupid, he's out for however long it is. What is it? A
He's
season
a year.
or something?
He got suspended for a season.
The season. Yeah.
Bro,
He's
if
a
he got
really- he's a
suspended-
really good
If he
receiver.
got suspended for a year and Deshaun don't get suspended for a year,
That was bet,
I'm
though.
telling
That was
you, bro.
bet. Okay, so this next one, I don't give a shit what no one tells me. It's a motherfucking hit. This is a
Yup.
goddamn hit when the
What?
Seattle Seahawks picked up Rashad Penny at
I
27.
agree.
I love
Explain how.
Rashad Penny. I love
Me too,
Rashad
bro.
Penny.
I agree.
I love
Explain
Rashad
why.
Penny. What you mean? He's a
Explain why.
monster. He's a monster. I love Rashad Penny.
He's never gotten 750 yards in a year.
I mean, listen, I still love Rashad Penny. I
How you
think
gonna
this.
draft a running back in the first round and a man never cracked 750, and he
I
wasn't
mean,
even
listen,
their number one back for like 3 out of his 4
listen,
years on his rookie contract,
it
bro.
was,
I know it's kind of
was it Chris
unpopular.
Carson? Chris Carson.
Yeah,
was the
Chris
star.
Carson was their best back.
I know it's kind of unpopular, but
Chris
I
Carson's
love
still their-
Rashad
Chris
Penny.
Yeah, I
Carson's still
agree.
their
You
starter, I
can
think.
Pest,
I
you
love
can like
Rashad
you
Penny.
can
I
like the
love him.
player. You can like or love the player, but still admit for
But
where
he's
they
a
were
bu-
taking
he's-
it's a
he's
I
a
miss.
think it's a good. I think it's a good pick at 27. I think it's a good pick.
I don't. Not
That's
at 27.
ridiculous.
What? All right. Listen,
He's
I
never cracked
Listen,
750,
you think
and he only got
think
more
that's
than
a,
3 touchdowns.
and I
from
hate
us.
them. Listen, and I hate them. Okay, I hate them. But you think that's a good pick? But meanwhile, the Jets took freaking Brees Hall in the second and third round, and that motherfucker might turn out to be a stud, and that's in the second or third round. And they took Penny. Brees Hall going to break 1,000 yards this year. He'll break 1,000 yards.
well,
And Penny hasn't even hit 750.
We'll see what Penny does. I
And
still
he's
like.
been injured.
We've
And he's
seen
been
what
injured
Penny's
too.
done.
Listen, I like.
Hey, I'll take his brother. I'll take it. I think his brother's better than him. Elijah. Eli. I take Eli.
Oh
take
man.
Bro, Eli Penny is a legend.
I mean, yes. Because
Yeah, I'll be honest. Low key, I'm sad that we didn't bring him back. Like I
like him.
I was a little. I like Eli Penny.
All right.
Next.
So at 28, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Terrell Edmonds.
So it was the same draft. Yeah, it was the same draft.
Oh, it
Meant
was.
to
Okay, I thought
hit.
it was the next year. He's not a starter
I don't
anymore
know.
now. He's
I'm
not their starter.
gonna go with a solid meh. I'm gonna go with a
I was
solid
going
meh.
to say.
Clean man hit.
I think he got overshadowed and overhyped by his brother, and he just turned out to be average.
Yeah.
All
They were
right.
like, yo, you see this? You see this guy Tremaine Edmonds?
Yeah.
Yo, his brother's got to be fucking good too, right? And then it
Yeah.
just turned out to be one of these.
All right. At 29, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Taven
Bust.
Bryant.
Bust.
He's definitely a bust. That's a bust. That's 100%.
They should get arrested for
100%. Okay. At 30, the Minnesota Vikings take Mike Hughes.
Meh.
Meh.
Meh. Here's another pick that I like. At 31, the New England Patriots select Sony Michel.
Between
I like
men, bust.
I like Sony Michel as well.
Nothing wrong with the players. Just I think
Another running back that I like. And then the best pick.
Yeah.
The best pick in the NFL draft in 2018 was made by the Baltimore Ravens, who selected Lamar Jackson.
Yup.
Holy shit.
The
Yeah.
meh.
steal.
That's a meh for me.
Holy shit.
Rob, you sound like every Pittsburgh Steelers fan ever.
Holy shit. Lamar Jackson is a goon, and you can't tell me
He's
different.
a goon on the ground for sure.
No, listen.
Jesus.
Listen.
Where's
That's
KB,
a-
bro? KB
we're
and
not
Rob go
doing this,
double
bro.
team Lamar.
He can't
right
just
now, bro.
throw it up to Hollywood Brown anymore. He can't just throw and pray.
Hey,
We're
listen.
not doing
Hey,
that.
listen, if it's a read option, I'll take Lamar Jackson all day.
It's the best pick in the
Guys,
draft.
we're not calling the MVP of
He's MVP.
19.
There's
We're
no
not
other.
calling him a Met or a bust.
There's no other fucking player in this fucking round that's an MVP. He's the best play. It's the best pick in the draft. It's the best pick.
I would take Quentin Nelson over Lamar Jackson any day of the week.
He's the MVP of the fucking. He was the MVP of the league in 2019. What are we talking about here?
That's unbelievable.
He's the best pick in this draft. I don't care what you say. It's a fucking MVP we're talking about. The most valuable player in the National Football League
Bro,
in 2019.
yeah,
the
here's the
next
thing.
fucking year, bro. We're talking about the in year 2. This
Okay,
man was the NFL
listen.
MVP.
But listen, Linda. Listen. What player other than Lawrence Taylor? You realize that Lawrence Taylor is I believe the only non-quarterback to win an MVP award?
That's not true at all.
No.
What running back won an MVP?
I believe Jim Brown did. I'm gonna check that.
Because it's never been a wide receiver.
Brown was the MVP 4 times.
Who was the MVP?
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
4
Brown.
times.
Bro, did you forget about a man named Adrian Peterson, bro?
I was getting ready to say, did you forget about Terrell? Was Terrell Davis MVP?
No,
Didn't he get
my
like
dude.
2,500 fucking yards that year?
Rob, it's not just 1 or 2. 18 non-quarterbacks have won MVP.
Bro, but like all day should come to your mind immediately because it's the most recent one.
Okay, so we're talking about how many years we've had 100 years, right? Well, just a couple of years ago, we celebrated 100 years of the National Football League, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and out of 100 years, you only can name 18 non-quarterbacks that have won an MVP out of 100 years.
So what's
Nah,
your
man.
That's
I rest my case. I rest my
You didn't
case.
make a case.
I
You
rest
can't
my
rest
case.
something you didn't
Nah,
make.
I
rest
was about to
my
say,
case.
wait,
Lamar
hold on.
Jackson.
What is the case,
You're
bro? The
talking
case is
about
that he
that's
won it 'cause
almost
he's a
one, and
quarterback, bro?
I'll give you 2 more years. We'll call it an even 20 of
No, but
non-quarterbacks.
here-
You're talking
Rob,
about
Rob,
80
here's the thing.
fucking
Here's the thing.
years of
Rob,
quarterbacks winning
Rob,
the MVP.
Rob, listen. You didn't make a case. You gave a beginning of a case. If you gave me somebody in 2019 that's a non-quarterback that you believe should have won the MVP, maybe then you have the beginnings of a case, but you don't have that.
When you look at the league nowadays, do you honestly see like Derrick Henry has been crushing the
Rob,
league?
you're
the
making
last
this
2
about
years.
something it's not.
But no, it is about the same thing because
It's not, though. The point is that
okay.
Lamar
So
Jackson was an MVP.
last year, who was the MVP 2 years ago?
Aaron Rodgers.
2 years ago, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, and it should have been Derrick Henry, not
Who
Aaron
gives a
Rodgers.
fuck?
But I'm
Probably,
just,
yeah,
okay.
I agree with
you
you
say
there.
who gives a fuck, but that's my point. A quarterback
but
won an MVP.
who in 2019 should have won instead of Lamar?
When arguably it should
Who in
have been Derrick
2019?
Henry.
In 2019?
Cares?
No, wait. Rob, who
What
in
I'm saying is they
2019
favor
that's a
the
non-quarterback
quarterbacks.
should have won
They
instead
favor-
of Lamar?
They favor the quarterback. Like,
But
listen,
can you
we don't
answer
know-
the question? Because that's your
Kush's
argument.
question.
Your
It could have
argument
been-
is
listen, it could have
non-QBs
been
versus
Quit-
QBs.
It could have been Quit Nelson.
It
We don't know what
absolutely
it,
Now
could
you're
not.
just
That's
pulling it out,
ridiculous.
bro.
No, I'm just
That's
no. I'm being.
cap.
You asked
That's
me.
cap.
No, you asked me a question. You asked me a question,
And you gave
I'm
a
saying,
ridiculous answer.
why is that ridiculous? Why is that
All right, give
ridiculous?
give me the facts backing up your argument that Quentin
There's
Nelson
really,
should
to
be
be
I'm
the
gonna let y'all go for a
MVP.
little bit longer, and then we're gonna close this shit up.
Listen,
Yo,
to be
yo,
honest
yo.
with you, there's really no facts that I can justify with it because the
So
NFL
find a better player.
doesn't hand out MVPs
Okay.
to offensive linemen.
Hey, yo,
When a lot of
hey,
times-
yo.
when a
So
lot of
then
times
find
they
a
probably
defensive
should.
player. Find a defensive end. They give it to them. Find a defensive end or a running back that should have been the 2019 MVP.
Hey, yo, this is crazy.
I mean, there wasn't really a lot of good defensive players.
Well,
that
what's
came out
going
of the
on,
draft.
Pest? What's
Those
crazy?
defensive
So
players
Lamar
came out of
Jackson
draft
deserved the
for-
MVP.
because
That's what
they
he
got
said.
it for it.
because do you know how many players have won the Heisman
Yeah,
Trophy
hold on.
and the
When did-
MVP?
What year did
know
Lamar
how many-
Jackson win? What
you know
year
how
did
many-
Lamar
19.
Jackson win?
Oh, he's
What
really
is
about
he?
to get into this now.
How
Do you-
about this? Hold
do
on.
you-
I mean, he's
you
gonna pull up
realize-
some stats without context.
No, because we gonna have to have a continuation of this conversation in the future because it's 10 o'clock and I got to work in the morning. Fuck y'all. Oh my fucking god! And I'm so glad that we fucking did this long because this mother everybody fucking stop. God damn it! This sorry son of a bitch! This motherfucking asshole, Billy Mays, has the nerve to show his punk ass face in the fucking chat. Billy Mays, I hope that when you go to take a pee, pee, 6 kidney stones come out your urethra
Jeez.
out of nowhere. 6 of them.
That's
Just
a lot, bro.
Calm down, Pest.
6 of them. All right, listen. Couple of things before we close this shit up. There's only been 8 other players that have won the Heisman Trophy in the NFL MVP. There's 9 total in the history of the fucking league. 9! Just 9 of them. Thousands and thousands and thousands of NFL football players. Tons of Pro Bowlers and All Pros. Hall of Famers even. But there's only 9 that have won a Heisman and an MVP, and Lamar Jackson is one of them. We will not say that was not the best pick in the draft in 2018. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. So listen, I want to give everybody the opportunity to go ahead and say their last things. Rob's
Denzel
last thing is
Ward.
going to be
Denzel Ward.
Rob, why are we fighting this fight?
Just stop.
we're not. This fight is over.
Wait, did
Nate,
you just say Denzel Ward should have been the 2019 MVP? Was that what that was?
Yeah. Listen.
Hey,
Rob
he had almost 70
will
tackles,
do
11 passes
anything.
defended, and he only
Rob-
allowed 61 yards.
Rob
rookie.
will do anything for a Klondike bar, y'all. Just so you know.
Listen,
All
I
I
guess
was
so.
gonna say is, Rob, if you wanted to make a legitimate argument for somebody other than Lamar, how about you go to the MVP voting and see who was in consideration, and then from that list go to the non-quarterbacks and see who. I mean, I feel like you just
told
went and
me to
picked out
you
Denzel
told me
Ward.
to choose from that draft. You told me to choose from that draft, motherfucker.
No, I didn't. I never
Yes,
said
you
that.
did. Yes, you
no, I
did.
didn't.
You said
You
from
said
the 2019 draft.
who should have been an MVP?
No, I said who should have been the
From
MVP.
the
I never said
20
anything
from
about
that
20.
draft class.
No,
No,
he
I did
said
not.
that you
No,
Lamar
I did
won it.
not.
Who should have been the
I
MVP?
did not say that.
That's not what they
Literally,
said.
everybody can come with me and say that I didn't say that, bro.
Rob,
You
I don't think
heard
that's
that
what they said.
for some reason.
Okay.
I said who deserved the MVP in 2019?
Okay.
Lamar.
All right.
No.
I'm gonna mute everybody's fucking mics here in a second. Hold on a second. Nate, do you have any closing thoughts before we get the fuck out of here?
I do not. Let's just end this.
Great. Kush, one of the best fucking Giants channels on the goddamn planet. Probably, arguably, the best editor in the Giants community. Got anything
Chris.
you want to add to this crazy ass, long ass show?
Kush,
I have
it's
my-
not
I
worth
have
it.
my
I
answer.
appreciate that. I appreciate that little outro you gave me, Pest. I guess the only thing is that I've been getting a lot of messages from subs being like, where I am is working. Shout out to Pest for mentioning the editing. That is my job now for at least one person. So I'm busy with that. Plus, there's nothing to talk about Giants if we're gonna be honest. So
Not
I'm not
really.
gonna force no content. AKA, that's why for the past month and a half my channel's been dry. So, guys, I'm probably gonna be back like consistently when training camp hits, which is like in 2 to 3 weeks. So those are my last thoughts. Thank you for having me on, bro.
Cool. Mark, what you got?
Pray for my Seahawks. Pray that they win more than one game this year. Lamar Jackson is indeed the best pick of that draft, and fight me. Honestly,
Oh shit.
I mean, hey, but now both of our teams will be poverty, guys.
Yeah, sure. All right, Rob. Go ahead.
Don't
Man.
fucking.
You only got like a minute because I'll mute your damn mic. I gotta go to bed soon. Damn it.
You wanted me to choose? Derrick Henry.
Okay, and with that said,
Yeah,
Derrick
cool.
2019, bro.
So
Missed
listen,
the game,
y'all.
missed the game, over 1,500 yards.
we're not
16
doing this anymore.
16 touchdowns.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you.
All right then.
Listen, y'all. Listen, this has been this was a great show. All right, I appreciate everybody.
He should have been back to back. He should have been back to back.
Listen, he should have gotten it in 2020. I don't know about 2019, bro.
Listen, I appreciate all of our guests, man. Thank y'all all so very much. Listen, we really appreciate the support that you guys are giving to all of us as content creators. We know that the streets are a little dry with content, but as soon as training camp kick off, man, we're gonna be busy as hell. So, listen, for my co-hosts who I think drank a little bit too much of the sauce throughout this evening because he was on some crazy shit. But for my co-host, I am your boy PTA Sports, and I greatly appreciate y'all. We're gonna get the hell out of here, and we're gonna see y'all next week. So you guys all take care. And with all that being said, I gotta buy some time to find the outro, y'all. You know how this thing goes.